My name is Oke Okere, and it is indeed my pleasure to welcome you to our weekly Zoominar this Tuesday and quite early this morning as well. On our Good Morning BSN series, we provide practical tools and insights to help you improve your leadership skills. And we usually would focus on one of the 4 pillars of leadership, which we in BSN believe are crucial to making a difference. This Zoominar will teach you something that you can apply to your organization, to your business, and to your work life. We start our sessions by 8:15 and we end exactly at 8:53 a.m. to give you a break before your working day starts. This morning, we shall be discussing the topic, bolstering resilience in your team. And our topic today focuses on change leadership. And this skill would help you to be aware of challenges and changes happening in your world so that you can prepare yourself and your organization to be able to withstand these changes and make lasting impacts and ensure that you continue to thrive as a business and as an organization. Our program today is organized by the BSN Impact Center for Great Leadership. The center is an initiative of BSN, and it is generously funded by Hofstede Insights and sponsored by the energy company Chint Global. The Impact Center is a great leadership platform where Business School Netherlands alumni and other managers and leaders from other companies in society meet to share insights, create practical knowledge, and you can also contact us for in-company programs and other platforms that we have and services that we also offer to help you grow your talent and your teams within your organization. Today, we are glad to have 2 amazing speakers. We have Professor Lere Baale and Tom Daldrup, who will help us discuss the topic of bolstering resilience in your team. Professor Lere Baale is the Chief Executive of Business School Netherlands, Nigeria, and is an experienced practicing consultant who has spent many years researching on the topic of corporate resilience and advising companies on how to do the same. Tom Daldrup is a certified action learning coach and director at Humanissimo, and we will be listening to him as he shares his reflections on the same topic, and we hope that you will enjoy it. So please sit back and get your questions ready as you listen to the presentations. After the presentation by Lere Baale, we shall have reflections from Tom Daldrup, and the floor will be open for your questions. You are welcome. Thank you. Professor Lere Baale.
Thank you, Oke, for your beautiful introduction. Give me enable me to share my slide. Let the host give me.
Yes, you can do that now.
Thank you. I'll be sharing with you on how to bolster your resilience in your team. I remember the story of a company which was constantly having some setbacks and challenges, and they were constantly facing difficulties, low sales, employee turnover, people were living in droves, internal conflicts, morale was at very low end. So the leaders decided to meet and said, what could we do to actually address some of these business challenges? They gathered together and called their staff and shared the stories of how they have been able to manage difficulties in their own lives, in their personal lives. And people drew lessons from how they manage difficulties in their personal life, social life, and so on and so forth. And it was clear that just sharing how they manage challenges in their life, they could come up with certain lessons. Some of the lessons they picked up was the need to encourage growth mindset, to be able to practice gratitude, to have something to be grateful for on a daily basis, and to be able to foster connection with other people. We are social beings. We have to connect with other people, to celebrate small successes, not to wait for the big success before we celebrate. To find time the team began to see the value of these resilience building strategies. They became more open-minded. They became more resilient to changes. They were able to embrace opportunities in the business, particularly opportunities for learning from successes, learning from challenges. They had renewed energy and determination. And as a result, they were able to persevere through those difficult times and eventually experience the success that they had been hoping for. So today, we will look a little bit in depth into the basic principles. Nelson Mandela did mention that the greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. So resilience is the ability, it's not ability to prevent failure, but the ability to rise every time you fall. So resilience is the ability for an individual or group of people to withstand setbacks or overcome challenges. And in our workplaces, a resilient team is crucial to our success, just like the story that I've shared. So we require concerted effort by leaders to create a supportive work environment that fosters both personal and team growth. And will I therefore say that fosters personal resilience and eventually team resilience. The ability to spring back into shape. For example, if we try to press the egg, it will break. But if you try to press the ball and you release your hand, it gets back. So we say that the ball is far more resilient than the egg. So resilient building a team therefore requires lots of effort to create a supportive work environment that will foster both personal and group growth. And part of the thing we've seen from the story I shared is the fact that the leaders openly shared how they manage personal challenges and how they were able to overcome those challenges with personal resilience, how they promoted personal and professional growth. And they were able to therefore apply those personal lessons into team. They created positive work culture. They improved on their recognition system, their reward system, and team building exercises, which were significant strategies that leaders can use to bolster resilience in their teams. I recollect some years ago, I had a major challenge as a marketing director, and we wanted to double our sales. We could not increase money, but we improved significantly the reward system, particularly not in terms of salary, but in terms of incentive. We gave ambitious targets. We quadrupled the incentives, and people made effort to achieve. So you can bolster resilience in your team with these strategies, and your teams can therefore develop a culture of resilience and be able to learn how to withstand not just personal setbacks, but also team setbacks and organizational setbacks and achieve success. Remember that in engaging people to become more resilient, you have to engage the head, the heart, and the hands. You have to envision the future and lie on the big rocks, develop an aspirational vision, prioritize a portfolio of big rocks, get alignment and commitment, and compel and create a compelling case to lead change, not just to manage change, but to lead change. You have to engage them in the heart in order to inspire and empower them. You have to activate purpose. You have to demonstrate empathy and lead with the heart, and with the hands. When you have engaged their mind, you've engaged their heart, then you have to engage their hands. That is, they will need to change some things that they do. They will need to execute those strategies. They will need to innovate. And it requires executioner's discipline. It requires that you entrust your best leaders with the big goals. And you must find a way to be flexible, agile ways of working, and to build capacity. Ladies and gentlemen, the tips to build your resilience can therefore be as simple as just looking after yourself. You learn from your personal mistakes. You build positive relationships. Keep challenging yourself. Forgive yourself. Learn to problem solve effectively. Develop social network. You are not an island unto yourself. Have people you can relate to. Have accountability partner. And never, never give up. Never give up. So challenge those negative thoughts every morning. Try to affirm positive things into your life, particularly if you read social media regularly or you read newspapers. Most newspaper headings are very negative. The morning hours are not the best time to read those things. So put things into perspective. Learn from difficult situations. Don't be afraid to fail. Be confident. Spend time reflecting the way Tom is going to reflect on today's. So learn reflection. Indeed, learn how to be an action learner, or how to practice action learning. What are the indicators of resilience? One, the leadership culture must drive it. The network and relationship must enhance it. You must be change ready so that to manage when change is forced on you as a result of political, economic, social, cultural, technology, legal, or ecological environment, wherever the change is coming from. And in some cases, when you combine your eyesight and insight oversight with foresight and farsight, you could envisage change in the future based on history, based on your current understanding, based on trend analysis. You could therefore be prepared for it and therefore lead change itself. And you have to therefore engage your staff, be aware of what is happening in the environment, situational awareness, do stress testing, be proactive, find ways to break silos, create unity of purpose, and plan. I would like to say before I close that resilience helps essentially as a process with 3 different phases. You must prepare, it enriches transformation, which means you must be prepared for change. You must navigate transition. Every time you say you have a strategy for the future, because the future is going to be different from today. You have to lead and manage change. You must therefore be prepared for change. Every time you are implementing strategy, you are actually transforming. So you must navigate the transition. And you must be able to build resilience in order to sustain for sustainability, or what we call sustainable competitive advantage. The organizational framework for resilience is already presented, and what you will see is that you have to apply this concept to supply chain, to risk management, to organizational behavior, to every unit, to information, to incident response, to human resource, to financial. Every functional area, every unit in your organization must learn how to demonstrate resilience. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say good morning, BSN community. And no matter wherever you are faced with, either you are in the storm in the sea or you are in the storming place in the sky, remember, every morning, remember the need for you to bolster resilience in your team. And as you step out this morning, remember that what major takeaway from Good Morning BSN today is the need for us to promote resilience in our team and to make it a culture and to actually start to build it as a skill right from the onboarding process when new staff join you. Thank you so much. Over to you, okay?
Thank you, Lere.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Lere. Appreciate the great presentation. We know you might have questions. Please put your questions down, write them down. You can also put them in the chat box. But before we begin to take any questions or even comments from the audience, we're going to move over now to Tom Daldrop to assist us with the reflections, his reflections on Lere's presentation. Tom, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me to do some reflection here. And I would like to to invite you to help me on the reflection. And let's do it like this. I've a 3-step approach here. I'll ask you to put in one word you remembered and which word resonated on your behalf from this presentation. So one word you saw perhaps on the slide, or perhaps it was told, please add one word in the reactions. This is the one thing that you will take away at least today. So please go ahead. Okay, I see the words coming up. Thank you for that. Very good. I hope everyone finds the input, the way to input something. And in the meantime, please add some words. That's okay. I'll tell you a little story to enhance the story of the presenter before me. Suddenly there was the COVID happening. And I just was started in a new occupation. I was interim manager. And I was with my new team there, and the COVID started happening. And suddenly everybody worked from home, and every week some changes happened, and a lot of resilience was needed there. And a little time later, someone came in the building and had a large pile of stickers with him. And maybe you can remember that time. He sticked up everywhere arrows, stopping signs, one-way signs, all kind of stickers. And we had a complete new set of rules in the building. So I thought something about this. And I called up the main office and I said, can I adjust a little bit of these stickers? And they said, well, we trust you, so go ahead. So I pulled away about 90% of all the stickers. And I sat down with my team and I said, well, we need to talk about this. And the question was how to really cope with it instead of following all the stupid stickers. Because we like to discover what is this really about. And where this is really about is each other's safety. So when there's safety involved, you need to step in as a leader. And we find out a way to dance with each other, through the hallways. We set up a way of communicating because the hallways were too small to fit two together. We couldn't stay away 1.5 meters. So we looked into each other's eyes to see who dances first and who is in need of going first. And without spoken words, we could adjust to each other instead of just following new rules with arrows and stickers. So this is my way of telling you how to really be resilient in a team. Step in when safety is involved, and a lot of other moments, just applause as a leader. Finally, I'd like to invite you to stand up for a moment. And please put on your camera and stand up, because I would like to learn you to get resilient just in 30 seconds. So I'm standing up as well. Everybody get the cameras on. Step back a little bit or adjust your camera. And it's really simple, because by standing up, you get more freedom to move a little bit and get more air. And
so I'm driving, I won't be able to stand.
Yeah, okay. If you can't stand, it's okay. Just do it sitting down and just inhale deeply for 3 times. And now you can sit down again. And I want to thank you for joining me and sharing your ideas and your words you're taking away today. And thank you for the great presentation. You are now a little bit more resilient for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tom. Very much thank you for the exercise and showing us again how to activate resilience in a very simple exercise. And now our forum, our platform is open for questions, comments. If you have a question or a comment, we would like you to please raise your hand. To raise your hand, if you look below at the bottom of your screen, you would see the reactions button. It looks like an emoji with a smile. If you click on the reactions button, you will be able to raise your hand. There's a symbol there for raise your hand. And when you do raise your hand, we will call on you in the order that you have raised your hand to ask your question or to give a comment. So the floor is open for questions or comments. Please raise your hand so that we can call on you. Alternatively, if you're unable to speak, you can also type your question in the chat box, and I would read your question and also let the audience know who it is that asked the question. So I would read your questions or your comments if you type it in the chat box as well. So questions, comments, open to everyone. I see Bodun Akekugbe. Bodun has a question. Bodun, over to you.
Yes, good morning, okay, and good morning, everyone. Thanks for a great presentation by Prof. And thanks for the reflection by Tom. Very good, very inspiring. So my question goes thus. In leading people and leading teams and trying to build teams with resilience, you could find that while you're trying to imbibe, put in the culture for the team members to imbibe, there could be members of the team who are not catching up as quickly as you hope they would be. And as such, when we as a team encounter challenges or setbacks, you see that a few people want to give up. As much as you are resilient yourself, you know that you can't do it all by yourself. You need to bring your team with you. So how do you get members of your team who are taking a bit of time to catch up on the resilient journey? What do you do in order to bring them up to speed and make sure that every part of your team, every link within your team is as resilient as you want them to be? How do you go about this within your team? That's my question. Thank you.
Thank you, Bodo. I believe the question is for Lere Baale.
Yeah,
that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. When do you want me to answer? One after the other?
Yes, I would say so that will be quicker. Thank you, sir.
You want me to answer now or to wait for that question? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I believe it will be best to answer now.
Okay.
Since the time is short, yes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Bodum. Certainly, people do not move at the same pace. And I normally share the story of if you have a donkey that you decide to put in the midst of horses and you allow them to move together for a period of about, let's say, 6 months. And then you take that donkey back into the midst of the donkey. You're likely to find the donkey moving faster than the other donkeys because it's been moving in the midst of other animal sources that are moving faster by nature. You will not be able to transform the donkey to be a horse. So what we should do is, if we make it a point of duty at the point of onboarding to promote the concept of resilience, and we create knowledge sharing session on a weekly basis that promotes the concept of resilience. You know, there are many principles associated with resilience. Just take one. Discuss it for 15 to 30 minutes every week or every month. Let somebody among the staff be the lead that made this presentation. What you see over a period of time is a resilient team. And for those who are moving at a slower pace, once they are in the critical mass of people in a team that has fully embraced resilience as a culture, over a period of time, they will be taken, they will move. It is not impossible that maybe less than 5% of the population may not move. There are people who do not see any need for change. Those ones have to be managed through a combination of identifying either they are fully committed and they are competent, or either they are competent and they are not committed. You have to therefore use situational leadership as a way to manage them individually. Thank you. I hope I addressed some of your concerns.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Lere.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lere, for the answer. Thank you. So onboarding is important, training is important, reinforcement of the knowledge is important, and at some point in time, managing them appropriately using situational leadership also. Any other questions or comments? We still have a few more minutes.
There's a question from $1.
Yes.
How do you build resilience and unity of purpose when managing different members from diverse backgrounds, different culture? What is resilience to each person in each culture may differ. So, for example, in the African culture, resilience might be the ability to stand firm in the face of challenges. So another, it might be to be able to swim across a river of 1 kilometer breadth. So everything where you pick up principles or signs of resilience, you bring them on board. As an example, I was in a restaurant on Sunday and I saw black and white pictures of so many people on a very big wall. I moved close to these pictures and I found out that there was a picture of Mandela. There was a picture of virtually everybody who has demonstrated unusual breakthrough in their life. And so what came to my mind suddenly was resilience. I called the owner of the restaurant, who happens to be somebody I had met during my MBA program in 83, 84. And I said, why not put the word celebrate resilience here? And what she told me was that, oh, I wanted her to be promoting BSN Nigeria because we celebrate resilience. That's our way of life. And so essentially, she said she would do so. And so I think, depending on each culture, what is resilience? There are demonstrations of resilience by different people. The people with disability who are making breakthrough, they are demonstrating resilience. So it's not just about simple day-to-day that we're familiar with. You can find resilience all around you. So please look for what people see as success in spite of challenges in each of the culture, and use that as typical example so that people can relate. Each of the culture can relate. Thank you. Over to you, okay?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So cultures indeed might be different, but if you do have a shared viewpoint, a shared vision in the organization, and clarity on what resilience means, and you can get that agreement and people can work together. Thank you so much, LB. I see Obinna Okenwa has raised their hand. Obinna, please unmute and ask your question.
Good morning, all. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. My question is breaking the silos. Breaking the silos in the work environment, maybe as a leader among your team, and some of them are working in silos. It is easy for you to break the silos by bringing the team together. But my core question is, if the leader break the silos among the team, and then this leader is not connecting outside, like he's not reaching out to other sources or connecting, the leader can be breaking the silos within the team, and then the leader will be in silos because he's not sourcing out, he's not connecting, he's not reaching out to other partners. What do you think about it? Because it may affect the leader at the end of his journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Obinna. You have a very, you have just illustrated a number of things that happens in various companies where teams are very strong, intra-team cohesion is strong, but intra is weak. Like I did mention, nobody is an island. So no functional team or no unit team is also an island. We are all social beings. The job of a team lead is not just to ensure there is cohesion within its own team, but to ensure that there's an interconnectivity between your team and the other, because every team has a customer. The product of manufacturing is passed on to marketing. The product of marketing is passed on to sales. The demand coming from sales is passed on to manufacturing. So we are all customers to each other. And so the way we call the customer as king, the other teams are also kings and queens unto us. We need to be married to them, to find ways to work with them as members and to help them by providing the information they need. We don't need to wait till the time they ask for information. We can also create scene. When somebody is celebrating birthday in the other team, we join them, we celebrate with them. All those little things, because we spend more time at work than we spend with our spouses. And what that means is that we are actually much more married to our colleagues at work than we are to our spouses, because of the fact that we spend more of our life in our places of work. So let every team lead reach out to other people, integrate, and ensure that there is a totality of not just collaboration within a team, but collaboration within the company. And when you are the CEO of a company, ensure that there's collaboration with all the members of the industry. And when you are a team lead in an industry, ensure that you collaborate with other sectors of the industry. And when you are the leader of the entire group of sectors in an industry, maybe private sector, reach out to the people in government, because you need to be able to influence policies. So all of us must find a way to, because collaboranomics always be much more successful, more profitable than doing it alone. And that is part of the principles of resilience. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to add on that answer to when a leader does not do what you think he must do, just ask an open question towards him. So this is what I need. How can we come to that? Because don't think that you know what a leader should do. Just ask open questions. Then it keeps safe. It's like the action learning you've learned, probably.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Lere. We still have a few more minutes for questions. We have about 2 or 3 minutes for questions. If you do have a question or a comment, please raise your hand or type in the chat box. I have seen a request for the slides. I'm going to type in the chat box the email with which you will send your request for the slides, and the slides will be sent to you. Very soon we shall have a portal in which you can download the slides and watch the videos of previous editions and this edition of Good Morning BSN. But for the moment, we shall send you an email now, which you can get the slides. Questions, comments in the few minutes that we have left? Questions, comments? Questions, comments? In the absence of questions and comments, I would go back to Lere and Tom for any last words before we go.
Hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning, Chukwudi.
Yeah, my name is Chukwudi. Just a comment, and I just want to thank the team for the beautiful job you are doing in building leaders in this society. I passed through BSN, and I know the impact that it has created in my life as a person. And having the privilege of joining this kind of workshop is another plus. And it's just to say thank you, that we appreciate the beautiful work you are doing. Keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chukwudi. Thank you for the kind comments. Much appreciated. Yes, so our time is almost up. Lere Baale, Tom Daldrop, any last words on resilience before we go? Make us more resilient before we go.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to thank you as well for participating and being guest on this show. What I take away personally is take care for yourself, because there it starts. If you are unable to step in for other safety, you're not ready to lead. So take care for yourself, then you can take care for others. It's like in the plane, when the air pressure falls away, those things fall out of. I hope you never have
The masks.
that.
The masks.
Oxygen
Yes.
masks.
Yeah, first
Oxygen
put your
mask.
own mask on and then help
Before you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. First,
Good luck
put
on
your
that.
own mask before
Yeah.
others. Lere Baale?
Thank you. There are stories of resilience that Tom and I have shared today. I will want you to look for stories of resilience around you within the organization, from the cleaner to the driver, to the manager, to the director, to be able to share on a regular basis so that people can imbibe the concept of resilience. Find a way to find positivity in situations. There are many good things happening in the world, not just negative things. And resilience is further boosted when we focus on the positives in the lives of our subordinates and our colleagues at work. Thank you.
Thank you, Lere Baale.
Okay, when will the next session be?
Sorry?
When will the next session be?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. Yes, we are actually taking a break and we're coming back in the month of August. For now, we have a break for a month, a summer break, for everyone to enjoy their summer.